Good morning and welcome to Our Morning Take. My name is Frank Johnson.
My name is Abraham Lawrence.
And I'm Nick Seaman.
And our goal here is to describe for you the movie that is going on in our head when we read the Bible. Today is Thursday. It's August the 10th. This is episode 154. Glad you guys tuned in today. Appreciate it very much. If you like our podcast, please share it. You can hear it all over the place. It's on Podbean. That is our home site, Podbean, but you don't have to listen to it on Podbean. It's also on iHeart. It's also on Apple Podcasts. If you have an Apple phone, you can just go right on the podcast, click on the podcast, put in Our Morning Take. Here we are. We have our own Facebook page, Our Morning Take Facebook page. We're soon to have our own T-shirts. It'd be kind of cool if we had well, we won't have them. We won't have them before the next, but we're going to have them soon.
Cool.
We have finished up basically the story between Jacob and his brother, and we are at a junction in Genesis where there's a very fascinating story in Genesis, the 34th chapter. And it's a very important story. So we may not be able to get it all in this week because this is a great story. And this is what I really wanted the whole week to get to this story. Because some things change in this. Not to spoiler alert too much, but I want you to know kind of going in that who should be getting the birthright in this family? There are 11 sons already. Who should be getting the birthright?
The oldest?
Yeah, which is
Reuben.
Reuben. Reuben is supposed to be the oldest kid. He's supposed to know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. But Reuben does something just horrible. Not here, but later.
Yeah.
Reuben will do something a little heinous.
Yes.
And loses his birthright. But the number 2 and number 3, which if Reuben would have just done what he did, the birthright would have fell to.
Who was that? Whoever was next.
You guys are sharp today.
I'm jumping all
Simeon.
the way. Yeah, I was jumping all the way down to Judah for some reason, but he's 4.
Simeon. And then if Simeon didn't get it, it would have been... Oh, my goodness.
Just go down the list.
It's right here in this chapter. This chapter is all about 2 kids. It's about Simeon and it's about Levi. Mm. And this is the whole reason that they do not receive the birthright when Reuben is disqualified. This chapter. This chapter disqualifies them from ever getting a birthright. So it's kind of an important chapter.
Yeah.
So the birthright went to?
Drum roll, please. Joseph.
All the way down.
Jesus came from this tribe.
Judah.
The 4th one. Judah.
Yeah, that's the guy that got the birth. He got the birthright, Judah, because that's why Jesus came through Judah. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm in my 8th grade Bible class. This is why I'm bald. I pulled my hair out. Judah, he was number 4.
His countenance has changed towards us.
And he's no longer friendly. Dinah, we know that Dinah was born between the 9th and the 10th son, I believe. There was Gad, and then there was Naphtali, and I believe she was born between those.
After the handmaidens had their whatever.
But she is an actual daughter of Leah.
Yes.
So she's not a handmaiden daughter. She's an actual daughter of Leah. So this would be a full sister of Simeon and Levi. So Simeon and Levi, they have a full-blooded sister in Dinah. So Genesis chapter 34, verse 1. Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to visit the daughters of the land. That's probably a bad thing already, isn't it?
I think so. Sounds like it.
We're supposed to kind of stay away from the land.
Yeah, the word also literally means sea, but she's just probably bored.
Probably. When Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, not the Hittite, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he took her and lay with her by force. Now, I don't think we have to say that because if you're too young to understand what that means, then you're too young to actually understand this story.
Yeah.
So, but that's what happened, and we all understand what he did. He was deeply attracted to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke tenderly to her. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the movie in my head doesn't jive too well with verse 2 and then verse 3.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, and I don't even know how much time went by, but what he did was heinous. And then turns around, he really loves the girl, okay? Huh. Now, do you think he loves her because of what he's done? Or does he really love her? What do you think, Nick? You've read this story before. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if he has just because there is a degree of intimacy, even though it's not the right type. Maybe the way she reacted or something. I don't know. Somehow he falls in love with her.
Yeah, and it's just like he's like adamant about wanting to be married to her. Like, does he feel bad because of what he did? Now he wants to try to, justify it by saying he's in love.
Well, we're going to get to it a little bit more with some of the more scripture, and we're going to read the whole story. But the thing is she's not a virgin anymore, and no one's going to want to marry someone that's not a virgin. That just somebody else has had her, and so literally, who is going to marry her if he doesn't?
Yeah.
So verse 4. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying. So we get all the characters right. All right. So Dinah is the son or the daughter of Leah and Jacob, and now Shechem, he is who laid with her by force, and then
he's a prince.
Now he's a prince. Hamor is the leader, the father Hamor, and so he goes to his father and he says, "Get me this young girl for a wife." Now I know it sounds a little demanding, but the whole thing is his father has to do that. He can't do it. He can't go to Jacob and ask Jacob for this daughter in marriage. The father has to do it. That's just the way things were done.
We hear about this.
Make arrangements.
Yeah, we hear about this in Judges too, because Samson tells his parents, "Go get this woman for me to be my wife."
Yeah, you got to do that. The fathers have got to pay a dowry, and they got to make these arrangements and all that, and the fathers have to do that. So I know it sounds a little demanding, like when we read this in the Bible, hey, go get me this. But honestly, he's really just asking his dad, saying, listen, I want to marry her. I want to do the right thing. But you have to go. You got to go take care of this
Just
thing.
don't tell him what I did.
What did you do?
That's what I'm saying. This is what he's saying.
Just don't tell him what I did.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's another. Okay, well,
Leave
here's
that out.
Well, don't you think they know? Is Dinah keeping all this to herself?
We don't know.
All right, well, let's see if we can find out from what it says. Verse 5, Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Yep. Well, how did he hear that?
Oh, news travels fast.
You think Dinah might have said something?
Either that or he probably heard her crying or something. And
yeah, well, if it said heard, you would think it would say something about her telling him, but heard probably from somebody else, or maybe she said went to Leah, said this happened to me, and Leah.
The cool thing, though, is the sons didn't. The sons were with the livestock in the field, so Jacob kept silent when they came in. Think Jacob knows a little something about his boys?
Yep.
I go telling Reuben and Simeon and Levi and Judah.
It's going to go down.
Yeah.
Oh, bad things are going to happen.
Princey boy's going to get it.
But how do you keep quiet? Is this not a major thing that's going on in the family?
Oh, this is major league right here.
It really is. These are things that happen in 2023. And not so long ago, for our little ones that are in the studio today, they're high school age, but I'm 65, so you guys are little. Back when I was a child, a girl that got pregnant, and especially in a bad way, most time parents sent her away. Yeah. Like she went to, like they would tell people, well, she had to go to, what was it, reform school or whatever they had then, and be like homeschooled or whatever until the baby was born, and then it was put up for adoption or whatever, and then she would come back home like everything is fine, but no one ever even knew she even had a baby. Yep. That's the way they covered this kind of stuff up. They would it's just not done. Now today, well, it just,
You'd be 14 going to school, ready to give birth.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it works today, but it's just, like I say,
grandma will raise it.
This used to be a huge shame.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a huge shame. What he has done to Dinah has brought shame on Jacob's
Just
family.
to give you an example, 30 years ago when I graduated high school, there were 0 girls pregnant. 0.
Yeah.
0.
I believe you. Go ahead. Yeah, that's definitely the way it worked back in the day. But we live in a whole different world today, don't we, brother?
Yes, we do.
Come back tomorrow, and we'll try to get a little bit deeper into the story. Those sound like Zildjian Dark symbols, is that right?
That one was definitely a custom crash.